Welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Faith, and today guys I will be checking out Ben Shapiro reacts to even more woke insane TikToks. And you guys, I'm excited for this, and without much ado, let's see what Ben Shapiro has for us in this video.
Alrighty, folks, today we are going to take a look at some of the most woke TikTok clips out there. Now, my producers tell me these are particularly difficult to watch, but I will be the judge.
You may regret that.
Before we begin, I want to give a shout out to Giant Partners for sponsoring this video.
Cupiosexual people are asexual people who still desire a sexual relationship but don't experience sexual attraction. Cupiosexual people may decide to have a sexual relationship despite not feeling sexual attraction while others don't. Both are completely valid and communication is key. Hope I could help. Check out my hashtag VampireKidExplains for more.
It did. It helped. It helped. I now understand nothing about what just happened. How hard do we have to work to come up with sexual minorities now? Right? We have such a viciously intolerant, brutal, sexist, heteronormative, cis-patriarchal society. We have alienated so many people that they have to work so hard to come up with being a member of a sexual minority. That used to just like a person who didn't want to have sex, but who sometimes has sex. How do you exactly, do you like identify into it? And sometimes you're into the sex, you're no longer cupiosexual, but this is the thing. It's all fluid, right? You can be whatever you want at any time. And no one has to verify any of this. You just declare yourself a sexual minority.
I declare.
So it's fun to watch how we have created basically two categories in American society, the victimized and the victimizers. And when you create those two categories, everybody wants to be in the victimized category because you don't want to be a victimizer. So now you're like a cupiosexual or a demisexual was the other one that was recently in the news because of Andrew Cuomo's daughter declaring herself a woman who only wants to have sex with people to whom she's emotionally attracted, which used to just be called a woman. But it's all good times. You have terms for everything now. Terms up the wazoo.
Governor Abbott has just lifted the mandatory mask mandate in the entire state of Texas. Now businesses are back at 100% capacity. So when there's a giant spike in our country, you're going to know exactly who to blame. You can say don't mess with Texas all you want. You know who can mess with Texas? The wrath of God. Viruses don't care about your weird state pride. Get over it.
Did the spike happen?
Nope.
It did not. Also, I have a feeling this may be one of the only times this person uses God unironically. It's funny how the left will always talk about the wrath of God when all they really mean is this sort of pagan concept in which nature punishes you for not being left-wing enough. This is healthy behavior. Oh my God, other people aren't going to be mandated to wear masks post the possibility of vaccination, and you can get a vaccine anytime you want. Everybody can get one, and I can't boss people around.
God will avenge himself on Texas.
The most religious people are the pagan atheists.
Hi, I'm Jax, and I just came up with new neo-pronouns that combine he, him, she, her, and they, them, okay? So hear me out. They, them, theirs, okay? They, them, their, whatever you want to consider it, right? Let's take the first one, the, okay? This combines she, he, and they, right? They. The. That's what they said, you know? That's what they said.
I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about?
I don't know what we're yelling about!
Also, I mean, just a refresher, the word the actually does have a meaning, right? Like the with two E's at the end means you in English. So now you're just taking that term and you've turned it not into they, but also into they and he, and also she, and they and him, but not her. That's another word. That's thers. All of this is designed to confuse. All of this is designed to convey less information because, as it turns out, there is no person who is male, female, and also plural. Those people don't exist.
Plural,
Nope. Not a thing. But, well, I mean, I guess it's better than those other neo-pronouns. Some people are calling themselves like unicorn. Unicorn-ers. You know, we are a childish and foolish society.
Hi there, my name is Sarah. This little cutie is my son Bennett. As you can see, my son is a white male. So here are some books that I bought to help prevent him from growing up to be awful. Starting out strong, we have C is for consent. Pretty self-explanatory, but it's a picture book that goes into detail about consent with your body, with family.
No thanks.
Because I'm raising a feminist, we've got A is for awesome, 23 inspirational women. Finally, we have Except When They Don't, a book about boys and girls liking whatever they want, regardless of their gender.
Well, sorry, I'm looking up the number for Child Protective Services. This is a person who has a very clear set of values that she wishes to impart to her child. Her set of values suggests that her son, being white and male, is naturally inclined toward being a terrible, horrible person. And so she must indoctrinate him to believe that males and females are completely fluid categories, and also that white males naturally are going to be rapey. Seems like good times over there. But here's the thing. When you're a parent, you don't get to just bring up your child like they're in a vacuum. You got to pick a value system. So here's a person picking a value system, and it has its downsides.
What are your preferred pronouns? They, them. Oh, I've never heard those before. What are they? They're what's known as Neo-pronouns. What are Neo-pronouns? They're basically your own custom pronouns. When no other pronouns seem to fit, you come up with your own pronouns. Anything can really be a pronoun.
It's true, anything.
How do I use them? It depends on the person and their pronouns. They, them follows a similar spelling to they and them, and even similar grammar rules like there and there. So they, them, themself, theirs, things like that.
Okay, now you just sound like an actor from 1940s doing a bad German accent. What do they say? Have you talked to them?
Would you care for another Schnitzengruben?
Neo-pronouns are just, you're making shit up, is what I'm getting from this. And we're all supposed to just pretend this is normal. Oh my God, we're not supposed to pretend that we're going to go along with this now. Like, okay, I just felt so, marginalized by typical human language that I've created a new set of terms in which I prefer to be referred to as and also those are my new pronouns. So every time I come in the room, I want someone to say, well, instead of like there he goes, to be there goes. We are taking all of the things like reason and human language that used to be universal and humanizing, and we are removing those in favor of just random good times. Uh-oh.
A 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. Watermelon sugar fry. Watermelon sugar fry. One non-binary, gender fluid, trans men and women too.
Trans men and women too. Wow. First of all, just the musical talent on display is spectacular. The hijacking of children into this video is also particularly spectacular. I really did enjoy that. Non-binary, gender fluid, trans men, and trans women too. Extraordinary femininity demonstrated by this particular trans woman. Definitely convinces me that gender is nothing but a social construct.
My 4-year-old just came up to me and asked if she could play with my Dumbo Trump flag. And I said, my Dumbo Trump flag? I don't have one of those. And yes, she calls him Dumbo. I just never corrected her. And she goes, yeah, you do. This one. And I feel like it's kind of profound. Did he ruin the flag for anybody else? Just me?
Maybe you should have exposed her to the American flag before Donald Trump did, and that would have been your solution right there. Maybe the reason that she associates the flag with Trump is because you never taught her what an American flag was. And that one's on you. That one's on you.
When it comes to inclusive language, oftentimes people tend to use phrases like people with penises or people with vaginas rather than saying male and female or men and women. While this can absolutely be inclusive for trans people, unfortunately it's not always the most inclusive language for intersex people. My advice is to use language that focuses on function and not just form. That means focusing on the actual function that you're talking about, such as people who can get pregnant, people who can get other people pregnant, people who are at risk of testicular cancer, and so on and so forth. This is much more inclusive because there are intersex people who are born with a vagina but don't have a uterus or ovaries or an ability to menstruate. This is because some people that are born with a penis don't have testes.
I think that from now on we should describe people by all of their biological features. All of them. So I think it should just get longer and longer. So it could be a person with a penis but no testes, and also a uterus but a prostate. Like that, I feel like that would be better than just saying intersex people. Honestly, I wonder how many intersex people really feel bad if you say that they are an intersex person, because that is a biological status, but isn't what they identify as the only thing that matters? And why are we even trying to use objective metrics like whether they are a person who has a uterus in order to measure who they truly are inside? This lady's too intolerant. This person who I presume to have a uterus, but have to make an assumption about. I think this person, gender offender bender.
I've got what they call gaydar.
Is not sensitive enough, frankly.
What's the worst thing that's going to happen if you start believing that you're the hottest alive?
Here's what I don't like about that statement. Why do you want to say hottest instead of just hot? It's a superlative that implies competition. Is it because you're still basing your self-worth on how you compete with other hot bitches, aka women? Just
Stop using superlatives!
This is the stupidest thing that I've seen in at least the past 12 seconds. Yes, it turns out that life is filled with competition. It is well known by virtually every social science study that there is competition for mates. It is true in evolutionary biology. And so that competition does exist, and you can either pretend it doesn't exist, or you can recognize that it does exist. But this person seems very, very angry about superlatives, which makes them the craziest person that I've seen in the last few seconds, at least, because I'm watching these videos back to back, and frankly, I just want to run directly, like, screaming through a plate glass window. There are more? How many of these are there? You're gonna, like, Clockwork Orange me here and just pry my eyes open.
Guess what, f***ers? My patience has run out. Pansexuality is not inherently biphobic. They are both valid sexualities. Both of them. And while, yes, I have seen pansexual people use that label for questionable reasons, they pretty quickly get it once you explain things to them. They do. If you took all that energy you spend calling people biphobic and saying they're performing bi erasure and just educated them, there would be less biphobia. There would be less bi erasure. Because you've explained it and people will know the difference. I've f***ing had it with you guys. Jesus f***.
What was that? Was that in human English? I don't know what any of that means. I don't know why this person's yelling at me. I don't know why you guys are putting me through this. I don't know why I employ you.
I'm surrounded by assholes.
There's so many things I'm so confused about and troubled about right now. I think the only thing that we can take away from this particular video is that no one should ever use TikTok for any reason.
Thank you.
Not only is it a Chinese propaganda tool, gathering all your data, but also it's filled with self-obsessed people who believe that what they have to say is very important, no matter how stupid or minute or ridiculous. With that said, if you want to see me react to more insane TikToks, apparently let me know in the comments or something. If you have any TikToks you'd like me to see, you can share below, and my producers, I am sure, will check and then torture me with those.
Oh my gosh, you guys, that was such an interesting one from Ben Shapiro, and I don't even know how long we're going to put up with this insane woke TikTok, because their ideologies, their theories, they always piss me off. I don't even know where they come up with these things that they just come to talk about on TikTok and wanting people to believe them or accepting whatever it is that they're talking about. This is insane. It was hilarious. This TikTok can give you different shades of emotion. Sometimes they just make you laugh. Sometimes they make you angry. Sometimes you want to punch someone right in the face. And oh my gosh, I always love the way Ben Shapiro reacts to these TikToks. It's very hilarious when he reacts to them, and I always enjoy watching him react to these woke TikToks. If you guys totally enjoyed watching, give this video a massive thumbs up, comment, share, and all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.